There is this braid that makes the motherline unbreakable. All 3 strands of this braid are critical to realizing our vision of a protected planet, helping citizens repair and restore their own bodies, communities, and local resources. The braid that makes the motherline special starts with our center strand, dance. We commit to dancing together every week because we believe a shared common arts practice makes our community stronger, more deeply connected, and more resilient. Dancing together is a joyous ritual where we can celebrate each other and safely process grief. It is a time for less talking and more feeling, questioning, and risking. When we dance, we move away from pain and toward true well-being. We also hone the creative problem-solving, compassionate listening, and conscious presence that helps arts practitioners find common ground held together through mycorrhizal connections that nurture and support all participants. Dance in particular is extremely effective at strengthening community unity and efficacy. Throughout history, dance has played a critical role in helping sustainable Indigenous communities thrive, precisely because it does not require more than one's own body to engage in creation, and because dancing together has united civilizations throughout time in their purpose. Dancing can be celebratory, ritualistic, expressive, or prayerful. But in all circumstances, it requires putting one's whole body behind one's intentions. This full-bodied approach to change-making means communities are more likely to reap the benefits of committed connection and practice, a powerful genesis point for shifting our common consciousness toward reparation. At Motherline, we often reflect on what makes a powerful, impactful artist. Someone with the courage to be brave and vulnerable simultaneously. Someone alive in their senses, not surrendered to humanity's lazy tendencies to zombie out. Artists are willing to be themselves and ask uncomfortable questions. They listen deeply and with respect for others. They are confident of their value and importance in the world, while mindful of the greater good and greater group. Artists are emotionally intelligent, spiritually generous, keen observers of life, and collectors of wisdom. These qualities are some of the very same qualities that make effective and compassionate communicators. When we choose as a community to hone our artistry, we are choosing to live in the world with purpose and intention, and choosing a way of interacting with each other that is both gentle and functional, spiritual and practical. We are improving our capacity for change, for ourselves and for our world. Because we are a group of mothers who come from dramatically different backgrounds and lived experiences, it is essential that we share an arts practice so we can be effective as a team toward planet restoration. Dancing together brings us joy and physical health, but also the courage to dive deeper and the compassion to feel empathy rather than judgment. Dancing together requires a kind of vulnerability that triggers love. And through that love for each other, we more easily work through our differences and realize our interconnectedness. Dance also enables us to express thoughts and feelings that cannot be expressed through words. It is true that dance is the hidden language of the soul. And when we communicate soul to soul, unimagined depth unfolds between participants. We forge bonds as strong as spider silk, and from that silk, we can weave webs of purpose and protection. we recognize that healing the earth body means healing our own bodies. As women, sharing hundreds upon hundreds of years of social and cultural oppression, we need each other and our interconnected power to move from a culture of extraction to one of reparation. The second strand in our Motherline braid is our homestead or hearth practices that support our self-sufficiency, bringing our daily way of living more in alignment with our earth-worshiping sentiments and improving our quality of life aesthetically, economically, and practically. We are mothers who all homestead to some extent in the Illinois Valley of Southern Oregon's Josephine County. Between us, we hold a wide array of homestead skills, some leaning more toward primitive earth skills and practice, and others towards farming and sustainable agriculture. But we all enjoy the process of learning and benefiting from each other's expertise. And we all hold a shared desire to do no further harm to our earth in pursuit of our sustainability. Among our ranks, we have mothers who specialize in forest skills, mushroom farming, goat keeping, permaculture, medicinal medicine making, herbs, crafting, yarn spinning, fermentation, cyclical living, and so much more. Our shared desire to constantly improve our home practices and their impact on our planet connects us and keeps us in alignment daily as we pursue planetary healing for our future. The last strand in our Motherline braid is our Earth Service, or PATHS. PATH stands for Purposeful Action to Heal and represents our community-wide efforts to embed more sustainable planet protective practices in our community. Without this strand of our braid, we would not be in integrity because we would not be taking the actions outside our own homes to help shift our greater community away from extraction and toward restoration. Our paths are how we work together to realize a protected planet that will be habitable for our children's children. I am not an expert on how to build community. I did not go to an esoteric college and slay an esoteric major and come out with all this knowledge of this is the way to build community. But I have been a choreographer and theater director my whole life, and what I can tell you is through the act of creating beauty together, we can connect in a way that empowers us to achieve anything we imagine. I joke that rolling around on the floor with other sweaty, sticky bodies will make just about anyone friends for life. And there is truth that the physicality of dance and theater inevitably inspire lasting relationships. But it's more than that. It really is. Those that experience creative force together will understand the true fulfillment that results from working, creating, and healing together. At its core, a line is only as beautiful as the threads from which it is woven. Our Motherline braid is woven from arts practice, homestead practice, and community action, offered from our hearts in service of transformation toward a sane and healing people and planet. It would be incomplete and weak without any of those strands, but woven into a braid, these art, home, and community practices move us a long way toward our vision. A strong line can take unified action to affect planet protection locally. And if more of us do our local part, where we have the most power, pretty soon our living practices will have shifted the world over. We can create the world we want our children to inherit. It starts with art and is woven with personal home practices and planet protective community action. There's no more time to lose.